Hey there guys, it's Rambling and Roving Miguel, and it is a bright sunny day today here in Mérida. So we are going to the westernmost coast of Yucatan to explore Celestún, and also we wanted to do Hunucma, a small Mayan town right outside of Mérida that is very authentic and still boasts a lot of authentic Mayan culture. So be sure to stick around so you can see just how beautiful the Yucatan Peninsula can be from town to beach. So without further ado, let's go! Just arrived in Hunucma. It is perhaps 42 degrees, so it feels like it's raining fire from the sky right now.
Yeah, that's 104 Fahrenheit.
Incredibly hot and very humid. It feels more like 46, 47, I think I was seeing. Well, it certainly seems like the town itself is very alive. There's sounds everywhere. I think there are, like 3-4 different places with music.
Yes.
Ads for, I don't know, they're checking people's like bones and joints for $2. I don't know if it's like a health foundation or something. I know, we should come here for medical tourism.
Yeah.
So, welcome to the main plaza of Hunucma. It's built in traditional Mexican fashion with the kiosk in the middle, the church of Hunucma behind it, and then the town hall right behind us with that beautiful clock tower. I just wonder when was the last time that clock actually worked, because it looks like it hasn't been working for a long time. So what are your expectations for today?
Oh, my expectations?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have any.
That's a good attitude to have.
Yeah, I mean, Hunucma we've driven by a number of times, so I know that it's really like beautiful and interesting. So I kind of get the feel of this, and then Celestún, which is also really cool that we've been before. You know?
Yeah, that's kind of the reason why we wanted to come here, because we always pass through on our way through to when we're going to Sal or Celestún on the western coast of Yucatan when we're going to the beach, and it always looks so interesting, but we never planned to stop here, so we decided to make an exception today because we're also going to the beach again, so might as well stop, explore, and see what this town has to offer.
It's just so hot. like the sun is it's just blazing.
You can't pick the right day in this region because every day is kind of more or less like this. So, you know, it's not like we had much choice in like that we could come at like a colder date or something, because there's just no cold here. You know, there's no.
Yeah.
So let's keep exploring. So the vegetation here is definitely tropical and lush. It just feels so you just really have a sense of being in the tropics, and not just because it's raining fire from the sky, but because you know you have all of these beautiful flowers blooming around the plaza, and all these different palm trees. I mean, Hunucma is relatively close to the Gulf of Mexico on the western side of the coast, as we have been on the western side of the peninsula, as we have been saying. So from here to Sisal, it's probably perhaps another half hour, 40 minutes, half hour, depending on how fast you're driving. And from here to Celestún, it's maybe another hour or so. So it's closer to the ocean than Merida is. So it definitely has more of that coastal feel, even though there's no ocean, which kind of makes it a little hard because it doesn't have the sea breeze that that you would have at the beach, right? Or the waters to cool off in.
Meal.
That's nice that somebody feeds him. Hola, baby. Hola, baby.
Puppy? Some water?
Bueno, I want to come in here just to get out of the sun for a little bit. Even with the tank top, it's just too much. It's too much clothes.
Need to be nude.
So this style of arcaded, shaded, like gangway between two streets is a traditional Mexican market building style that uses the arcades as the spot for all kinds of different shops, even used to this day. Back in the day, the locals would have come here to sell the fruits that they would grow on their homesteads beyond town, or you know, poultry, textiles, anything that you would need that would be produced by the local population and then brought here to town, where people would congregate here and just buy stuff. So there are actually very cool old vintage photos of this in Merida and other towns. So it's just nice to see one actually still working like that. It's like a little cultural tidbit.
So it's Mother's Day here in Mexico today?
I called my mom, if you guys are wondering.
So, Dio de Mama?
Dia de las Madres. Like that. And she loves butchering Spanish.
Joking. So you'll see people on the street carrying like Mother's Day balloons and flowers, and so that's kind of part of the experience. I called my mom to wish her a happy Mother's Day because I just assumed that it was Mother's Day in the U.S. also.
Did she kind of blow you up?
Yeah, and she seemed offended because she said, "Well, thank you, but it's on Sunday." So
yeah, well, Mexican Mother's Day is today.
yes.
I got freshly baked. It's nice and crunchy. I love conchas. I'm sorry, it's lunchtime, and I had breakfast some hours ago. So a little bit of cultural history here in Hunucma. Hunucma in the Mayan language means like the place of springs. It would be the equivalent like translation. And it's a town of about 30,000 people that was a part of the encomienda system, you know, like when the Spanish came and they took over this whole area, they divided up the Mayans between them and then proceeded to work them to death. And then throughout colonial history, like that whole system was abolished, and then but those Mayans that were concentrated in these towns just eventually just stayed here, and it just became a town. So it's a very old town. I mean, you probably wouldn't know it from like a lot of the buildings, but it is an old colonial town. You can get here very easily, very cheaply, straight from the Merida downtown on a colectivo bus that will take you here for 20 pesos. That's around $1. So it is a very cheap day trip if you want to come out and just experience what it is to be in an authentic Yucatec town for an afternoon or so. From here, you could probably even find transportation to go further out into Sisal or to Celestún on other colectivos. So I think it's worth it to come here if you have a little more time and you're out of like ideas. Probably wouldn't choose this over perhaps going to Uxmal or going to some of the bigger, like more like must-do sites. But if you're spending time in Merida, or if you're here for doing the whole digital nomad thing and just lying low, and you've done all these other things, this is a really nice thing to do.
It's worth a stop on your way to somewhere else.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Celestún is on that like must-do list, and the beach is on this side. So if you're doing that, might as well stop here, take a look around, and move on your way, like we are about to do right now. So we're on the way now to Celestún.
We need some ocean. It is so. Have I mentioned that it's hot? Because
I think this video should be titled "It's a hot day." Yeah. Just some quick travel tips about how to travel to Celestún, what to do there, and just like the overall feel of the town. Celestún is perhaps a 2-hour drive outside of Merida, and to get to Celestún you can take a bus out of the downtown. The more comfortable buses come out of the ADO, the bus line that runs throughout Yucatan. And it goes for perhaps $10 to $15 or so, and they run pretty often. Something I would always recommend is that if you come as a group, or if you're hanging out with people from your hostel, it might just be cheaper to rent a car and do this whole drive and do little stops along the way, and it will give you a little more time and flexibility to just enjoy the landscape and to take opportunities to just explore, which is what this drive is all about, right? A couple other tips for being in Celestún: it's better to go in the morning, because by the afternoon a lot of the shops and stalls and places along the beach are closed. It's still a small, very small fishing village. Most of the people there probably live off of either ferrying tourists into the mangrove swamps to look at flamingos. Flamingo season runs from December to March, and especially during January, which coincides with the high season here in the Yucatan Peninsula and in Merida specifically. So be sure to, if you're only just researching if you should come to Merida, you better put Celestún on that list, because watching the flamingos is an incredible incredible sight. There are so many flamingos, and to watch them in flight as they're migrating north towards Rio Lagartos on the northern side of the Yucatan Peninsula, it's just an incredible experience that you have to do. So
we did see plenty of flamingos into April. So although the season, like you said, is December to March, you know, even mid-April we saw tons.
You
So
can
they're-
still see
Yeah, you can
plenty.
still see them.
But we mostly saw them in Sisal, so that means that they were already starting to migrate north towards Rio Lagarto. So they're making their way along the coast up north. So if you're coming here maybe a little later in the season, you could always visit Sisal, which is relatively close to Celestún. You can always take the colectivo from Mérida to Sisal, or even from Hunucma, because you pass through Hunucma to go to Sisal and catch the flamingos there if your travel plans are better adapted to that time of the season. So yeah, I mean, it should definitely be on the bucket list. So we just arrived in Celestún, and we decided to do something different this time now that we're here, and just make use of the car to go further down along the northern side of the beach and find a little access spot like we just did here to go and enjoy the quiet solitude of this beautiful beach with no vendors, no sellers, nobody pushing you to buy something, just enjoying nature, silence. So join us so you can experience this for yourself through our eyes, so that maybe this will make you come here. Happy to be here. This is such a beautiful beach. It seriously has to be the most beautiful beach on this side of the Yucatan Peninsula. Just to see how people around is incredible. We have the whole beach to ourselves. So as you can see here, the sun has made Bridget go full beach buddy.
What?
I'm saying that the sun has made you go full beach buddy.
Beach bunny?
Beach buddy. Well, beach bunny is way better.
Beach bunny, yes. Whatever that is.
You invented it. I said beach buddy.
Oh, yes, beach body.
I don't know how to say. You gotta know what the word is for like beach person.
Beach bum.
It's worse than the one I thought.
Emphasis on bum.
Yeah, well, this is the beach bunny. So, yeah.
Gorgeous.
Such a beautiful day, just being on our own here on this beach. There she goes. It's almost like we're marooned somewhere on like some tropical Caribbean beach with the benefit of being able to like go back to civilization at any point. I think I just got left. Yep, she's running away. No seaweed in the water. I mean, which is a vast difference from Tulum, the Cancun beaches on the other side of the peninsula. Sunset is just so beautiful. Such golden light, such a clean beach. But it's time to go, so hopefully you guys can come here on your own travels, and we hope you found this video interesting. If so, remember to smash that subscribe button and stay tuned for the next adventures. Until then, adios!